and therefore were more inclined to sexual depravity and lasciviousness, further cementing black women's inferior status as closer to beasts. Conversely, 19th century feminine ideals were encapsulated by the silent, fragile, pale and fainting white woman. Sarah's labia was observed to be more elongated than most. You can only imagine what kind of humiliation and pain she went through in these investigations. After Napoleon's defeat, France went into a depression which resulted in smaller audiences for Sarah, and that meant her funds dwindled. It is unknown how she supported herself in Paris after this, but prostitution is one possibility. On the 29th of December 1815, at the tender age of just 26, Sarah died, penniless in Paris, only 5 years after she first set sail from Africa. It is unknown what she died of, but most likely infectious smallpox, pneumonia, or even syphilis, or maybe even a combination of more than one disease. It wasn't unknown for indigenous people brought to Europe to die quickly once exposed to foreign disease to which they had no immunity. Couple that with her poverty and her death is not a huge surprise. But she wasn't even allowed to rest undefiled in death. Her corpse was dissected by French anatomists and her brain, genitalia and skeleton were preserved for scientific curiosity. Her body was also cast and displayed at the Natural History Museum in Angers. European scientists continued to use Baartman's remains to prove that Africans were genetically closer to apes than white Europeans. The naturalist Georges Cuvier described her vivacity as monkey-like and her ears like those of an orangutan. In 1937, her remains were relocated to the Musée de l'Homme and weren't fully removed until 1976, as tastes began to change and the women's movements complained that displaying Baartman in that manner was degrading to women.